In a lot of ways, I'm very lucky in content creation. I've built a channel with some degree of success on both YouTube and Twitch. In fact, for the size of channel that I am, which we are not by any means huge, we do enough revenue that occasionally we have paid editing or we can commission artwork. It's not a job that pays, but it's a job and it pays. We still wake up and work a job that isn't YouTube, but content sometimes pays for lunch. Yet, with all the community that I've built, with all the fans we do have, the people who will literally drive 5 hours to see me, the meetups where people book a room and a flight, the moderators who spend hours monitoring content on Twitch and maintaining a calm composure on Discord, even with that level of community engagement, I can't convince anyone to share a link on Reddit. You won't share this video. It's statistically true. You, the person watching this who I am speaking to directly right now, you won't share this video. In fact, by all accounts, you are more likely to pay me than you are to share a link, because money is easier than engaging in karma culture. I'm not a meta channel. I primarily look at gaming. Games are my passion. I love them so much. I really do. They are so monumentally important to my personality. Yet, this video will be only somewhat tangentially related. This isn't a self-help video for small creators either. I want to make that clear so that if you're someone who's here thanks to our gaming content, please understand this is not the direction of the channel. It's a side mission. I will use a lot of my own numbers for examples, but it's important to mention that I have access to a lot of other channels as well, many much larger than my own. I have fallen into the lucky happenstance of also running the largest subreddit for YouTubers in the world, called NewTubers. And while I mostly don't talk about that, in this specific case, it's kind of relevant. You might have heard of NewTubers if you watch Big Joel or DanPlay and several others. We sort of show up in weird places, and I say this exclusively to suggest that I'm not making all of it up, just the part you disagree with. One of the things that has always confused a lot of people new to the internet, and even some of those who have been around for a while, is why would I pay to subscribe to someone? Why would I give them bits or super chats? Why would I donate money to someone streaming or being online in general when they do it for free? It's an interesting question, but also very platform specific. On YouTube, I can send you to Patreon, and maybe you give me $1 a month, and that's awesome, that's super fantastic. And it works for a lot of people, but it's also a sign that the platform itself doesn't really incentivize paying for the content. I mean, YouTube's own premium, or Red, program is apparently such a failure, they're just going to start putting ads into the YouTube originals. And I love premium. It is by far the best money that we get view for view. See, on YouTube, you're probably using an ad blocker. Like right now, you're blocking an ad. If you didn't, I love you. But realistically, over 70% of my audience uses an ad blocker. Honestly, I don't make any money off ads. A fantastic, popular YouTube video, nothing viral but good, might make me $30. Considering the sometimes 50 hours of labor that goes into it, those ad blockers mean I don't even make $1 an hour. I accept this. It's part of being a growing creator. The hope is, eventually, Dollar Shave Club will give me a bonus to tell you about their fantastic free trial program. Brought to you by Squarespace. Don't forget to install the Honey extension. Or maybe I can start selling you merch and price it aggressively so that I can actually make a profit.
Shut up and take my money!
But this is only on YouTube. On other platforms, the willingness to support a creator is much higher. In War Owl's streams, the audience literally begs for him to play an ad. If I were to create a channel today, knowing the things I know, I would start streaming. So why would you pay for someone to be online? Why would you pay for them to stream or make a video? On YouTube, the answer seems to be that you feel somehow so strongly compelled to pay for the service that you've already received. You individually feel like you've received so much worthwhile content that you want to pay something for it. Maybe you click the join button, or maybe you go to Patreon, or maybe you remember to use the affiliate links or codes when you buy something. A lot of viewers do that for major creators. They use their Amazon link when they buy something. It's a passive way to help fund their favorite personalities. On other platforms, it's understood and expected that you pay to support the creator, and you will pay a tip additionally as a way to be noticed, to communicate, or to show appreciation. On YouTube, we have to convince you that the content you've already gotten is worth a token tip. On other platforms, there is a willingness and an understanding that creators need to be able to pay for food and electricity. So why then, if spending $1 is already so very, very difficult to convince someone to do, and it really is, it's really hard to convince someone watching a YouTube video that they should help pay for me to buy things, even passively, by whitelisting ad blockers or using affiliate links. Even those very passive things tend to have fractions of a percentage of a return. I mean, the YouTube average for subscribing is only 1.5%. That means if 1,000 new people come and like a video and they think it's great and wow, this is hashtag content, boyo, only 15 of those people will click subscribe. And then I have to try to convince those people to turn off adblock or visit Patreon or join a Discord or anything that appears to remotely benefit me in any way. It's frankly an impossible task. The fact that anyone does it at all should be the mind-boggling part. This isn't me being extra either. YouTube compels us to do this if we want to succeed and survive. Content creation is not an easy road. While it may look super simple if you've never tried it, growth and success in content is remarkably hard. Ads don't pay the bills for any major YouTuber that I know, and I know quite a few. We are compelled to do all of these things at the end of a video, after giving you all the content for free, just in the hopes that you will help us out. Even though immediately upon getting to the end of the hashtag content, everyone closes the video. They skip the sponsorship pitch. They skip the ad. So instead, we settle on something that should be lower impact: the ability to share a video. Everyone can do it. In fact, according to some studies, 92% of people will share a video today. And it doesn't matter what day you're watching this, either that day, that far day when the world has ended and the sky is dark and the water is rare. That day, 92% of people will share a video. But asking you to share a video is essentially me wasting time. I have a lot of videos that are unlisted on this channel because at some point I decided to do different content than I was doing before, and I was getting a lot of views on that older content. I didn't want people to see those older videos and like them, and then decide they wanted to see more of that, because I'm not making that anymore. They're still available if you dig, but they're hidden away, so my view count on this channel is pretty close to 500,000 views. Across the same period of time, and this channel has existed for 3.5 years, across that time frame, I have seen a grand total of 1,794 shares. Of those, nearly 1,100 are copy to clipboard, and quite frankly, there's a really high probability that a lot of those are me. Now, okay, perhaps you, being the stellar stud that you are, you highlight and copy a link directly and only on PC, never on mobile, and then you share it yourself like a manly man type. If I look on Reddit for Crymore, I will find a grand total of 4 videos. And all 4 of those were from the last month. Granted, for those of you who do share on Reddit, maybe you didn't use the word Crymore, so it doesn't show up. I get that. But the fact is that sharing isn't something you see very much of. So why does someone share? The answer to why is simpler than you might think. A lot of science has been devoted to this, and for less than nefarious purposes. If I say that someone researched why people share stuff, you probably think marketers, but no. Scientists know that public health is determined by people knowing things, and the only way to know things is for someone else to tell you these things. So how can a scientist in a science lab in, let's say England, how can this English super scientist tell a guy in Tennessee that research has proven that potatoes cause hairy toes? These scientists spent quite a lot of time figuring that exact question out, and they found that the easiest way is to get other people to tell you for them. They call it social sharing. It's not very imaginative, admittedly, but it's better than diffuse knowledge propagation. The scientists shared this science of sharing, so now I too can share the sharing science. And it's really simple. People share because of either self-enhancement or social bonding. And that's really it. You share something because it makes you look good or enables you to send a signal about your identity, just like music or fashion. The self-enhancement category is further broken down into 3 separate manifestations. First, you share content that is surprising, interesting, or entertaining. Surprising urban legends or news. You want to bring valuable and entertaining content to others, to enrich the lives of the people around you, or change their opinion. And in this category, over 94% of people in the studies have said they consider the person they're sending it to more than anything. How that person will use the information, how they will view it, and what they'll think of the person who sent it. Second, you share content that is useful, not because it is useful, but because it makes you look smart. If someone tells you something that is helpful and useful to you, a secret or a trick, suddenly you think that they are knowledgeable. They have expertise. When you share these useful tips, it allows you to feel more involved with the world because you're able to share something valuable and helpful and get responses back from your friends that are telling you how valuable and helpful you are. Third, the content is emotional. Emotions get people to share. Being mad about something makes you want to talk about how mad this thing makes you. Makes you look engaged and provocative. Or you felt good, so you want to make others feel good. This is why r/awe is so popular. And the top emotions that drive sharing are, in order, awe, laughter, amusement, joy, anger, empathy, surprise, and then finally at the end, sadness. We like to tell others what makes us mad and feel validated and empowered in our reactions, but we also want to make others feel good. It's a weird dichotomy. And then there's the social bonding. To deepen our connections with others, to define ourselves to them. You like a specific tweet because others will see that you liked it, and it reinforces the image you are trying to present, that you are kind or smart or passionate. The sharing itself becomes an act of communication. You are able to connect with someone through the memes by showing them who you are and what you like. And they're able to project to you that they approve and share your interests. Whatever mix of these you are is the type of sharer you're classified as, from altruistic to careerist, hipster, boomerang, connectors, and selectives, the genus of your social DNA. This is why you're likely to share a BuzzFeed quiz titled "Everyone Has a Favorite Type of Potato, Here's Yours," or an article about "These 5 things on your desk will kill you." You're being entertaining, useful, emotional, and you're trying to bond. You're reaching out. Good for you. This whole thing, the psychology of it, is why brands produce free content here on YouTube, by the way. By giving you access to free content which is entertaining and useful and emotional, they are creating a bond with you. They are making you trust them as a brand, building a relationship with you, the viewer. They create simple, unmuddled, high emotional value content that encourages you to connect with your friends to share their advertisement. you become the vector of the virus, hence the reason for the term viral marketing. All of that, of course, is why you do share, but that's not the point of this video. It's important backstory. Now you get the psychology and you understand why, and who knows, maybe you, being the incredibly brilliant person that you are, maybe you already knew all of this. But you still have a question lingering on the tip of your mind ever since you clicked that thumbnail and read that title. Why won't you share this video? Why haven't you shared any of the other videos we produced, which are arguably more entertaining and actually about video games? Why don't they fit the criteria? And why doesn't most YouTuber created content fit either? Certainly, they are entertaining, so they meet the first criteria already. They can often be useful, DIYs and how-tos. They are often very emotional, making people really mad, or even making them cry in joyful nostalgia. They absolutely allow you to connect with others and project your identity, and yet almost nobody will share a YouTube video if you ask them to. This is what I call karma culture. And yes, from what I can tell thanks to Google Trends, I'm the first person to actually use this term in public anywhere and not be referring either to a specific smoke shop in North Carolina or a mix-up of the words karma chameleon by Culture Club. So what is karma culture? Since I get to define this term, the definition I'm going with is a form of internalized social anxiety that sharing content will result in embarrassment, whether because the content does not receive enough appreciation or fear they will not have enough clout to influence. In less clinical terms, karma culture is the fear that when you share a link, people might not like it. You'll get downvoted or disliked. You won't get a retweet. No one will care. If you post that link, it won't matter because you'll be disliked into oblivion, or worse, nothing at all. No views, no upvotes, no downvotes, no likes, no comments, just silence. And so because of this karma culture effect, you simply don't share it at all. Rather than sharing with friends or close work associates or select individuals, sharing a video from a YouTuber, especially onto Reddit or Twitter, falls much more into the hipster connector boomerang personalities. People who are doing this are sharing because that's what they do. They share this content to show approval, to be the one exposing their friends to something fresh and new. These are the people who want to share my content because they want to be the one who discovers me. The problem is they become momentarily paralyzed by the internal discussion of, will other people like it? And the answer is always, maybe not. It doesn't matter how likely the answer is to be no. It could be a 95% chance of yes. The answer is still a maybe, and that's not good enough. Maybe means no. Maybe means people won't like it. Maybe is downvotes. Maybe is silence.
But Mr. Moriarty, what about all those really big YouTubers who are super successful and have great content that everybody loves? They get shared all the time. Oftentimes, even before anyone could possibly have watched the video.
And you're right. I've seen the latest Donkey videos getting shared within the first 15 seconds of going live, such a short period of time that the person sharing it literally didn't even read the title. And I would argue this validates my entire hypothesis. They are now guaranteed to be appreciated, guaranteed to be influential and gain clout, if only they're the first to do it. Someone like Donkey has grown to be so vastly beloved that simply sharing out his content can earn you a piece of that love, a piece of that appreciation. Now, nobody remembers the guy who shared that video first, but that doesn't change how it feels to have a thread hit the front page, to have that number go up, and other people can see that number forever. It is karma culture in effect. getting to that tipping point where the content's originator is so influential that you can become influential simply by sharing it, that is something. My friend Mini-Me has borne his success thanks to his incredible style and the hipster effect. Karma built his channel. Jontron is the same. Karma built his channel. He blew up thanks to a Reddit hipster. This is why emotional appeal is so strongly encouraged to creators. We are told to aim for high emotional arousal, preferably a high arousal positive. Hit you hard and fast with strong emotions, pulse the emotional roller coaster to create contrast between high levels of emotionality and areas of less emotional activation. Make you laugh, make you curious, elicit amazement and astonishment, and focus on uncertainty. Make you feel like you're in control, feeling inspired. This is why 2 of the most shared links in the world were 17 reasons why your high school best friends will be your BFFs for life, and 51 of the most beautiful sentences in literature, surprising and extremely positive. There's a sense of uncertainty and a level of amusement inherent immediately. And when we're talking about good feelings, people will share it so that they can make other people feel good. You will share a link that makes you feel good so that other people feel good too. If you make them feel good, they'll think positively about you because you are the cause of their good feelings. At least that's what the science says. This is all well-known science in the world of content creation. It's why thumbnails have red circles and red arrows and silhouettes that are blacked out with giant question marks. We want you to be curious and to create a sense of uncertainty. Maybe you know what it is, but maybe you're wrong. We want to hit you hard and fast with something funny or amazing. Something that makes you go, whoa, that's really impressive. This is why so many people share those videos on Facebook of people doing amazing things. It taps immediately into that sense of wonder and amazement. It's why a lot of the top video creators are people like Dude Perfect and those Australian guys who drop things onto trampolines. They spend a lot of time working to perfect every trick so that you'll be amazed when it works first try. It's why a YouTuber will react so strongly, over-exaggerating their excitement or their pleasure, because they have to bring you into those strong emotions of joy and amazement. It's why every single kill in Call of Duty is the greatest kill of all time. And it's why those montages are filled with everyone laughing at every joke every time. This particular video doesn't elicit strong, joyful emotions. I'm not jumping up and down about all the incredible loot I got from my online loot box. Nor am I working really hard to avoid answering the question in the title. I'm not making you watch a 40-minute vlog before I show you the 5-second clickbait from the thumbnail in order to bump up my views and watch time. I'm not psychologically manipulative enough, and so you won't share my videos. Or maybe it's my fault. I'm not psychologically manipulative enough. I don't elicit strong, joyful emotions. I'm not jumping up and down about the incredible loot I got from my online loot box. And I'm not working really hard to obfuscate the question in the title. You need to watch a 40-minute vlog before I show the clickbait. And right there, you can see the mental turn that people take to get you to share a link on Reddit. Because it's easier to get you to pay $5 than to get you to share a link. If you share that link, 10,000 new people might watch the video. And there's a 1.5% chance they subscribe. If you share a link on Reddit and it gets 10,000 views for my channel, that's 150 subscribers. And maybe a third of them give me $1. That's $50. That's $1 an hour for my work. That's really, really, really flippin' valuable to me. more valuable than your dollar by 50 times. That's the definition of $50. It's $51. Some of you will prove me wrong just because I said you won't. That's not the point. This isn't me complaining, but thanks. Since I get to claim the progenation of karma culture, I've purchased karmacultu. That's a website. It's karmacultu.re. Apparently, that's a French top-level domain only for EU citizens. I had to contact a friend of mine in the EU at 5 a.m. and convince him I wasn't going to leak his information onto the internet so that he'd be my legal agent, so thanks to him. So have fun with that. Thanks to the Golden Bolt for doing some editorial theorizing with me and also sharing my videos on Reddit. If you'd like to watch a video about video games, those are in the corner right now. I won't ask you to share this video because you won't, and my proof, the whole video. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.